Hey everyone, it's Scott with Scott Parr Weddings, and today I've got another wedding idea for you. Today's question comes from Amber, a bride that I'm working with this year. And Amber asks, what should we do for cocktail hour? All right, let's try and answer this by applying the what, the why, the how, and the how. The what, of course, is Amber's question. What should we do for cocktail hour? The why, as always, deals with why are we doing this? Why are we considering this, in this case, a cocktail hour? Again, is this something that we're doing because everyone else does it? Okay, that's fair enough. That still might be a good reason. Or is this something that's important to you and your guests? So right away, we move on to the first how. And once again, that question of how is, how do you want to feel? Or how do you want your guests to feel during cocktail hour? So let's look at a couple of reasons. Let's look at some potential outcomes. Guests arrive, and probably soon after, they're immediately seated for the wedding ceremony. They see seated in different locations, maybe friends and family, some folks they haven't seen in quite a long time, but they don't have a chance yet to have conversation and mingle with them. Once the ceremony's concluded, if that's when we move on to a cocktail hour or a social hour or a chips and salsa hour, however it plays out, this is actually one of the favorite parts of guests because it's an opportunity for them to relax, maybe get themselves a cocktail, some snacks or hors d'oeuvres, but also it's a chance for them to have conversation and to catch up with friends and family, possibly they haven't seen in years. You think about it, this is one of the most relaxed and laid back parts of your entire wedding day from a guest's perspective. I mean, it's possible for some of your guests, this is their favorite part of the day. So how do we make sure that your cocktail hour is perfect for you and for your guests? Well, I think one way to look at it is that there should be some structure as to what's happening during your cocktail hour or social hour, but it should also be very open for your guests to enjoy themselves in most any way that they want. But possibly a deeper question would be, if you're looking to put your thumbprint on your cocktail hour, then here's some ideas that might help you. Now, the examples that I'm giving you are because these were important to a previous bride and groom. It was something that when you ask, how do you want to feel, or how do you want your guests to feel, these are the answers that they came up with. This might help you out, or it might give us some inspiration so that we can create something brand new that's perfect for you in your cocktail hour. Before we get into specifics, let's look at a broader macro theme, and that's simply, how can we showcase your favorites? Now, what do I mean by your favorites? Well, we'll start with an easy one, and that could be your music playlist during your cocktail or social hour. I can't tell you how many times a bride and or groom have expressed with me that they have a particular style of music that they just absolutely adore, but they know that during the party, nobody would dance to it. They wouldn't understand. Well, cocktail hour, nobody's dancing. It's background music. This would be absolutely perfect for you to take all that music that you love, that your friends know that you love, and you're not expecting them to respond or react by dancing to it. It's just in the background. This would be a perfect opportunity for us to take that playlist of yours, those just favorites, that when people hear this, they immediately think of you, the bride and the groom. And that's a simple first way to showcase your favorites at your cocktail or social hour. All right, let's take a look at some other specifics that I've used in the past. Now, one thing we're going to have to consider is, possibly with the weather or the time of the year, is your cocktail hour indoors? Is it in the dining area or the ballroom where your reception is going to be? Is it in a side area, a foyer or a welcome room, or just a secondary ballroom? Or is this something where we're going to be outside? Now, part of that logistically may be because, again, of the time of year or the space that you have and what you're allowed to do or not do. But if you're an outdoor type of couple, then it might seem that we should be outdoors for your cocktail hour. One of my first thoughts is always going to be, how does your cocktail hour represent you? These last few years, very popular, are going to be yard games. Now, actually, this might be something that you don't even have to bring. If you check with your venue, they may already have some of these things in place, including bag toss for outdoors. They may have supersized Jenga. I've seen supersized Connect 4. Lots of different yard games, different areas, things that are possible for people to enjoy. It's possible, if the venue allows it, that you could have a campfire for a s'mores station. And here's some ideas that work just as well, whether you're indoors or outdoors. I've seen cocktail hours where there's a signature drink. A signature drink could be something that's a favorite of yours, something that you know your guests would enjoy, something that's seasonal with the weather, whether it's wintertime or maybe it's in the fall, or it could be a summer wedding. Or a signature drink could also be a way to pay homage to and honor family members. There could be a drink that a parent or grandparent absolutely adored and was almost known by, and you could offer that drink. And that could be one of your drink choices, a signature drink for your guests. You could have a particular drink that was called the Grandpa such and such. Or you could even have an activity for your guests. I think one of the most fun and interactive that I've seen in this past year was a cocktail hour bingo card. So each of your guests would be given a bingo card, and on the card are given different tasks that they need to find. One task might be which guest traveled the farthest. One question on the bingo card could be which guest is the most recent newlywed. It really depends on your guest list and some of the backstories on your friends and family, who's going to know what and who doesn't. I mean, if it works, one of your questions might be which one of our guests was a former professional baseball player. I mean, for someone that might be an easy one, or that might be difficult. Basically, your cocktail hour is a chance for guests to socialize and to catch up. And like I said in the beginning, this is a way for you to showcase your favorites. You don't have to put too much into your cocktail hour. You don't have to try and copy someone else. It can be ultra basic, or it can have a lot of activities for your guests. Once again, I would consider how do you want to feel during your cocktail hour? And also, how do you want your guests to feel? And I think once you take all of that into account, I think you'll be able to come up with a framework that works for you. And once you have the framework set up, I think all the small details will quickly follow. So Amber, thank you for your question. I'm really looking forward to working with you and Chris. I want to come up with a plan and follow through with a cocktail hour that you and your guests absolutely love. And to everyone else watching, well, leave a comment below. Is there a specific question that you have about your cocktail hour? Let's see if there's some ideas that we can come up with for you as well. If you have any questions, any comments, or actually any ideas that you would like a wedding idea video on, just leave that in the comments below as well. And it would be my absolute pleasure to make a video to cover that topic as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this video was helpful for you. We'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to share a wedding idea with you today. We are at Daniel and Karis's wedding. And the venue has provided a enormous giant-sized Connect 4 for guests to play during cocktail hour. Also behind me there is a large oversized Jenga set of pieces set up, and some of the fellas are already playing bag toss. So yard games, something while folks are waiting, and then also specifically for cocktail hour. Pretty fun idea, especially when you have a day as beautiful as today. I hope it helps. And if you have any questions, let me know. We'll talk soon. Bye.